Next week on the 22nd.
Yeah, I didn't add it to the agenda just because I am still trying to figure out the dates when we are starting the Cello and Green Goods marketing campaign collaboration. And because they are facing right now UX UI bug that it's delaying a little bit on the product, but hopefully they are going to sort it out in these days. And once I have that ready, then I will be able to also give some updates on that and also on the incented campaign. So hopefully next week we are going to have good news for these two collaborations.
Um, yeah. uh, Yes, just to add to what Cece was saying, I think collectively, all of us, in terms of not marketing, but the drive that we have at Unlock, we're really looking at pushing out new use cases and bringing forth a more comprehensive, like, kind of awareness of what you can do with Unlock. You Make Me is one of them. So, and yeah, like, just to say that there are more stuff coming up, so keep watching, and see what we're up to, because I think there are so many ways that you can use Unlock, and yeah, we're going to be definitely be pushing it out, seeing how you can be a part of Unlock, being more inclusive in proposals and governance. And yeah, it's an amazing place, so join us. Oh yeah, also watch out for Danny. He's gonna be talking about a lot of stuff that's gonna help people build better. So yeah, watch that out, and for sure, yeah, let's get this going.
Right. Yeah, it looks good. All right, GM, everyone. So, thanks once again for making out the time so I could actually have this presentation. So, for everyone who's watching and listening, the full report is in the Discord, so you can check that out in the Grant Discord thread. where the full report is shared. But this is just a little excerpt from the report to kind of like go over the high level of everything that was done. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So next slide. So what's the purpose of the grant? The purpose was to deepen Unlock's role in a gamified educational platform. And I can say that right now, Unlock is more than just a side integration or just the surface level integration for payments or access control inside of P2E Inferno. Unlock is deeply integrated into the core of how the system works, from like the access control payments to the learning modules and progression systems, so much so that, as P2E Inferno scales, definitely Unlock definitely scales with it. That's how deeply embedded it is. So over to the next slide. So, what was actually delivered in during this grant period? We have a bootcamp and Quest access. So the access controls for the bootcamp and Quest modules, from the actual accessing the content on the programs to things like enforcing prerequisites. So we have instances where you might want um, users to have done something before they are able to do a different type of quest or task. And so we use Unlock to enforce that mechanism on chain. And we also have a nice little integration for fiat to key. So basically, we integrated fiat payment system for Naira, which is something that a lot of people here in Nigeria would find very useful, because not everyone is crypto native, and it's a really big country. We have over 250 million people here, with at least the majority of the population not crypto native. So it was essential to be able to create some fiat integration. And so we have a mechanism where users are able to pay with fiat, and they get their keys on chain. So this is really useful for the community as a way to implement other types of payment systems beyond the Stripe integration that already exists. And we also have the standard membership subscription, which is a recurring monthly membership. So we do the standard payment, but also extension and things like that. Next slide. And some more things that were also part of this integration is the vendor market, which is a place where sort of a mini DeFi activity goes on. So the P2E Inferno ecosystem has a smart contract called the DigiToken vendor, which pairs what we call our onboarding token with the up token at a fixed rate. And so what that means is people who have the onboarding token called DigiToken can go to the vendor and swap that for up at a fixed rate. And in addition to that, we have some other like trading mechanisms going on there with progression that sort of ties into the Unlock ecosystem and the up token. And that vendor market also have a Uniswap integration, which is embedded into the Quest mechanism in the P2E Inferno app. So that kind of gets a lot of um, activity going on with the token as well. So as P2E Inferno scales, you're going to see a lot of activity going on with the up token on Uniswap or wherever, because lots more trading is going to be happening beyond just the governance use case. And also the learning flow. So as I mentioned earlier, it is deeply embedded in our learning modules. So we have like a sort of task type that is called deploy lock, which sort of introduces people to the Unlock protocol and what locks and keys mean, and have them go deploy lock. And so this kind of brings them into the community in a practical way where they get to have this aha moment of, okay, this is what this is what I got to do with it. And then we can have subsequent quests where they would have to like use the keys so that they not only have to deploy the logs, but they can see the value in the keys, and obviously creating checkouts and things like that to have like the full end-to-end flow of, okay, I have a service or content that I might want to protect, and this is what it looks like from a creator's perspective, and from someone that wants to sell something and creates a checkout for their users and stuff. So that's embedded in the flow, and we also added an AI discovery layer. So the PT Inferno app has this AI chatbot that's unlock aware, so you can ask questions about the protocol, and it it's kind of like a discoverability layer where people can find out about the protocol. It also has information about governance and things like that. So that's also something that is delivered. So next slide. So evidence of engagement at this time. So this was as at March 22nd when the report was written, and we had about a 157 check-ins. So check-in is sort of like a way for us to kind of measure repeat engagement, people who show up to the app daily, and it is made with integrations with Ethereum attestation service. So all of the check-ins can be verified on chain, so that's about that. We have 111 task claims, so people that have been completing tasks. I think these numbers will be much more right now, but as at that time we had about 111. That's also integrated with EAS, so you can see that these things are on chain and not just numbers that we're coming up with. And this is about the vendor activity. So the buys involve using up tokens. So when you buy, you use up to buy the onboarding token DG. And when you sell the DG token to get up. So that's like the basic mechanism of the vendor. So we've got like 4 buys and 16 sells. So a lot of people getting up tokens through our community. We've done some distribution, which is not part of the report, but we've distributed over 500 and like 16,000 DG, which is about 50K up or so to different addresses. So um, over to the next one, next slide. Yeah, so that kind of ties into why it matters to the Unlock community, because we're like aligned with the community in many different ways based on how embedded in the protocol Unlock is. And one of the ways is, first, we could serve as a poster child for Unlock protocol. Like there's so many different ways in which P2E Inferno integrates Unlock can be used as an example for other developers to model or like emulate. So they don't necessarily have to do it the same way, but they can see a live example that's working. And then we're also open source, so they can actually see the code and fork it and do whatever they might want to do. And the um, the potential growth of P2E Inferno kind of is also beneficial to the Unlock community, in the sense that every every single person that gets into the community is a potential Unlock DAO and community member, whether it's a creator or a developer or just a person, because they get exposed to the community by using the app. They get exposed to the token, they get exposed to governance and all of these concepts, which are like native to what P2E Inferno is about, the education about blockchain and all of these things. So they naturally flow into the community. So to the next slide. and shortfalls and lessons that we've learned. So the main shortfall was the activation was deferred. So the proposal had some targets for activation and keys mint, which had to be deferred because of the lessons that we learned and what was informed with what we were experiencing as we started kicking things off. And basically, what that means is we kind of started out with a manual verification process for task submissions and quests and things. So quickly we got to see that that was not scalable at all, because imagine the 111 task submissions. What that means is you have to like do all of those manually. You have to go check that, and one quest might have like four tasks. And so if like 10 people were to like submit their tasks, you would have like 40 for just one. And it's insane. So we couldn't push it out. So we had to, that made us realize that product readiness and user acquisition, they you'd really need to like thread that needle quite carefully, otherwise you end up in a serious mess. So we had to pivot and push the activation to a later stage and actually work on product readiness. And so that led us to an automated system for verification, which we've implemented fully right now. So all of the quests are now like automated in the verification. So the things that are deterministic and on-chain is verified on chain. And if we want to create a new task type, we basically just have to create an on chain verifier if it's like an on chain thing. We also have AI embedded. So we use AI for things like social media tasks that involve content and stuff like that. So we have the AI that watches the video, does all of the things, ensures that the thing that we need is in the video. And well, thanks to Google and Gemini for that, because it's pretty accurate in doing that. So there's also like a fallback for like edge cases where if a human needs to step in, it kind of alerts you and then you have to step in and check it. But it's pretty good for most cases. So it's actually smooth. And also social media verifiers for things like TikTok and some other things. So that issue with the first scenario of like manual and deferring kind of led us to setting up all these things, which kind of made the product absolutely ready now for scale. And which leads us to the next phase, which is relaunch with a targeted focus on like marketing and partnerships and things. So that's like a high level of the lessons and the shortfalls. And thank you for your time and attention. Now I would be taking any questions if you have some. Yeah, absolutely. So, depending on the payment provider and the region that you are in, there's like different things that you need to do. So, for the one we use, Paystack, you obviously need to have a registered company in Nigeria, and you have to submit the documents and all that. So, once your company is verified or your project, then you can have access to their API. So you can actually get access to their APIs, but it can't go live if your project is not verified. So you can actually develop, but the project can't go live. But once you have all the documents submitted, then you can now take your project to production. So it's pretty much the same everywhere. So you just need to get the APIs, and so you there's some things that you might want to know about in how unlock works. There's two ways that you might want to do this. There's, depending on the payment provider and liquidity pools, there's the version where you can have a process where the transaction is on chain, in terms of like after the fiat settlement occurs, there's an on chain transaction for the key, or you can have a process where the payment is settled off chain, and then you grant the key to the customer. So that way you have like a setup with the APIs of the payment provider. And so you can easily understand that once you hop in the code and see the model, then you can easily figure out depending on the payment provider that you're using. But you can easily reproduce this, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, thank you. And congratulations to Danny for this amazing project. I think it started with just a simple idea of making a quest site for making a like an entertaining kind of experience of learning and earning. And from that, it started developing more and more, which is something that really inspires to find solutions that can fit every other market and solves problems that many creators or even products, protocols, let's say, are facing because saying it very easy to that yes, go to our documentation, it's easy, but for people to really understand the protocol and start learning about the protocol, it really needs these kind of experiences. And for giving these kind of solutions of localization, kind of global payment, then that's a really really cool development. So congratulations to Danny, and really hoping to see more about it. And I think this is a really good use case for it to be showcased also on You Make Us. So I'm really hoping to have it over there too.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate the. Oh, Anupa, you have your hand up.
Yeah, no, I was just going to congratulate you because I think it's really important that it's a tool that builds awareness. And I think one of the main things about Web3 is that we really need to look and understand early adopters as well, because there's a lot of work done on degens and people who are well versed, right? And this kind of scope that makes you understand, learn, and incentivizes is fantastic. And also, like how everybody's been pointing out, that the yeah, payments is something that I think we need to be very inclusive about, because services, especially with compliance and regulations which globally run, we need to be a bit cautious about how it works in each country. you know uh how can it actually be something that is cross border, right? And in here, like, since you've already looked at the whole crypto versus fiat integration, that the localization will definitely happen easier. And yeah, like Triggs, the thing is that automation is so important, and I'm really hoping with You Make Us we also face the same issue of excessive entries, that we can also use this automated task. And yeah, like, it'll be great. Yeah. And let's figure out a day, and where you can also showcase this, because I think it's yeah, I think it's a great project. You should be really proud of yourself.
Well, thank you, guys. I definitely wouldn't have been able to do it without all of you. I learned so much from everyone: Triggs, Anupa, Ceci, Julian, a lot of times. So I really owe the progress to the support, the love, and everything you guys have shown over the years. And
Internet connection always messing up with him. No.
And Triggs, since you're in a sharing mood, if you'd be so kind to share the link with the group that I posted in the chat from our social media page, I would appreciate that. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. So I don't know that anybody or that many people in this group have seen this, but we wrote an article and published it on X back on April 1st, exposing our Web3 toolkits, and leading the charge with that effort is Unlock. So in this article, we pointed out very specific use cases of how we as a community use the Unlock protocol. You can scroll through the article trigs a little bit just to focus on the use cases. So whether it's for event management, giving both sides of the coin perspective, from the user perspective, from the event manager perspective, whether it's educational certificates that we've deployed, and by the way, an update with the TreeGen's ambassador program. As of end of today, we will have 45 unlock EDU certificates deployed on the base network, or whether it's just simply using it as an interest signaling form. I think there's one other one in there, two trigs. Oh, the subscription-based services. So we pointed out use cases, provided examples, and then it's really amplifying the value of unlock in a social setting such as this. So um, yeah, if you guys want to read it, I'm sure it will be a point of discussion for a future You Make Us episode, as I'm working with the NUPA on getting that scheduled as well. So,
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be coming up soon.
yeah. One other thing, too, that I thought of that didn't make it in this article, and the reason why we haven't done further articles on our entire Web3 toolkit. One, another use case we can do it because we represent talent is we can also use it as a talent booking page for that talent to get them booked for special events or to get them booked with various entities or organizations that want to leverage their talent. So that's another use case. The reason why we've paused on this forward-focusing focus is because if you guys saw the news, Charmverse is deprecating their services as of the end of this month. It's a very important tool for us. So we're actually forking their code and making a custom learning center based off the Charmverse code set. So I've been very much ingrained in that, using my AI assistant to help me in that. We understand the parameters, the licensing that Charmverse originally applied to their code set, and what we have to do to make it compliant with that. So yeah, a lot of back end building, a lot of back end learning. I was a systems analyst in 1995. I forgot a lot of that information because I didn't continue that career path. But with that being said, it's all coming back to me now, thanks to the wonderful help of artificial intelligence. So yeah, no, I just want to say call to action for this group is if you guys can go show that article some love on X, we would greatly appreciate the support. As you know, I've been involved with this DAO community for I think about 2 years now, about 2-ish years. And you know, I've appreciated every step of the journey along the way. So
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Hey.
Hey. Yeah, update on our end. Yeah, still building out the Greenville, the badging integration. Finding AI is good at building, but UIs aren't the best yet. So been struggling with that a little bit. And Nansol is working on the badging system and has a Figma that we're still polishing. So could drop a link for it, but we would like probably want to do the presentation next week, ideally on the call. But yeah, that's our update, and Oh, then also, yeah, doing the showcase with the new pub sometime in the next few weeks. We'll get that going. So yeah.
Triggs is the new Stella. I love
You
it.
know, today is the day. Today is the day, Triggs. Things happen. It's like in the marketing working group call. Anupa, I recorded it, and guess what? My audio during 9 and 52 minutes didn't record it. So it's like the day of that kind of things. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's the forum.
Okay.
Awesome. Hmm.
Mhm.
Nice.
Maybe what I can do is to help you out with what you say. Yeah, you can search here whatever topic you want. Let's say you want to know about the tally thing going on around our governance, then there you go. There are all the proposals that were um, talking about tally or any other topic that you would like to search.
Have a good one.
Thank,
Talk soon.
thank you, thanks. Thank you, everyone. See you.
Guys.
Bye.
Ciao for now.
No.
Ciao. Good.